Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
No Tucker in this one because we are sitting in a two-seat sports car that has just enough room for us in the 2022 Mazda MX-5 Miata with a 6-speed manual, which is why I'm sitting over here. You're still yet to learn to drive, Stick, so we'll give you a pass on that one. And in this video, we'll get Holly's impressions of what this vehicle has been like for the two of us. And since we're driving to the airport, why don't we just go ahead and put that top up for the 2-hour drive to Dallas. All right, Holly, so it's you and I.
Yeah.
Just you and I. Not much more in this one. We will get into why Tucker is not with us. Obviously, there's no back seat, but there's more to the story.
Or is he with us?
No, he's not. Trust us. He is with his grandparents. But we've had this MX-5 Miata for a week now. We've taken it around town. What are your first impressions or your general impressions of this small little sports car?
Well, it certainly is a fun car.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Puttering around town in.
Yes.
Puttering.
Now, you have not gotten to drive this one, mostly because of the transmission choice in the particular one we have. Can get an automatic version.
But would it be as fun?
No, it wouldn't. I want to know from y'all. Do y'all want to see me teach Holly on camera how to drive a Stick? Because, you know, my car, my daily driver is a 6-speed
I do
manual.
think this is a good idea. If the people want to see it, if they vote in the comments, we'll see who wins here.
So
yes
let
or no?
me know in the comments. I will teach her how to drive my 6-speed manual in Nelly Cruz, my daily driver.
Not this beautiful car.
Not this one. We won't put
Let's not destroy this one.
We won't put the clutch through that. But I'll talk more about it. This 6-speed is really good. Getting back into my car after driving this is a little bit of a disappointment. So it would be better on your resume to learn in something like this than my car. But what are your thoughts, first of all, on the exterior styling of this?
It's so pretty.
I knew you would like it.
So pretty. The curves are nice. It's
got little chiseled angles to it too, like the hood lines that we can see right now over the wheels.
It's almost what you think of when you think of like a small sports car. And to me, it still has some of that classic sports car, but with a modern angle, right?
Yeah, we got a long hood, very short trunk, wide hips back there, just enough room for the two of us, which that is like the essence of this car. It's Mazda's design and engineering philosophy of horse and rider are one. So, I mean, there's not a lot of room for excess in this vehicle, but so far, it's proved very comfortable for the two of us.
Oh, yeah, it's comfortable.
We've got 2 cup holders back here. We've actually got yours removed and put up by your knee up there because you can remove and move around the cup holders.
I mean, that is one thing that I do like is that there are some different convenience features like that.
Right.
That are not difficult to do.
Right.
It's just like a click and a click.
And the cup holder, even right behind me right now, is not bugging my elbow as I row through the gears in this 6-speed. So it is not, right, it's not in a bad spot. But let's see. It's got a high revving engine, 181 horsepower. It'll keep pulling into the high RPMs. It's over a 7,000 RPM redline. This is a fun little car. It's got enough power for how small and light it is to get you around town without any problem whatsoever. We're about to head to Dallas to take you to the airport, and I am very much looking forward to being able to get around cars. You know, Dallas traffic and I just, yeah. So this has got plenty of power to get around people, and it's not huge and massive. It's very maneuverable and makes for a very easy car to drive, to live with. as far as convenience in here, we have leather seats, heated, not ventilated, which for us is kind of a downside. I waited until October to ask for this car so that we can have it during convertible season in Texas, because October is when it's bearable to put the top down. But as a sports car, I mean, we just went over train tracks. It doesn't beat you up. What do you think of the ride of this?
It's a nice ride. I mean, it's a sports car-ish ride. You're going to feel a little bit.
Yeah, but if we run over a stick in the road, we don't feel it kind of thing. It's not...
Right.
Which we will test. It's true rough road handling here in a little bit as we get to the historic brick streets. No Tucker wobbly head test on this one.
Not on this one. I guess we'll have to settle for the Holli wobbly head test.
Yes.
But the seats are super comfortable and kind of hug your sides and
help you when you're going around corners and curves.
Oh, yeah.
But to the point of why Tucker is not with us, obviously, it's a 2-seat sports car, so getting 3 people, not going to happen. But I was doing some research prior to this being delivered to us about child safety seats, being able to install them in the passenger seat and airbags and all of that. There are no anchor points in this vehicle.
Okay.
At all.
On any?
No lower anchor points, no top tether. If you were to install a child seat, be sure and check your owner's manual and your manufacturer's suggestions on your safety seat before doing that. Needless to say, we have not put Tuckers in this one, so no child seat.
Didn't pass our safety.
Yeah, no child seat installation on this video, unfortunately. But one thing I did notice while looking around for that, so our glove box is actually between us, behind us on this waterfall, which is actually quite spacious. I'll ask you, Holly, to open it up and show it off, Vanna White style. So there it is. We've got our secondary camera in there. It's plenty spacious for what this car is. And for the most part, you know, I'm 10 and 2, you know, so that's why I didn't reach back there. But very easy to get to because there's no glove box above your knees. There is the so tiniest center console. What do you put in there? A pack of Kleenex?
Your pack of cigarettes, of course.
No. And that's pretty much all the additional storage. We've got a little cubby here that is a little too small for my iPhone 14 Pro Max, but your 13 should fit in there quite nicely.
Let's do a real life test right here.
Yeah. Fits in there. And then two USB-A inputs, one for the wired Apple CarPlay. This also supports wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. So again, nice convenient features in here. Talked about the heated seats, no ventilated seats. Again, kind of a bummer. But now we are turning on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas. I mean, I've been in much worse. I would say the Volvo V60 Polestar was probably the worst vehicle I've taken on this street. And
did I ride in that?
No, unfortunately, that was before I brought you along for the ride. And that one beat me up. But this one handles the road quite well. I mean, you're obviously in a very small, lightweight car. You're going to feel more of the road in this than you would a large luxury vehicle. But I still have all my teeth. They weren't rattled out. Now,
there was a little rattle.
Yes.
I mean, not with the car. I mean, that is something that's good. That hasn't been the case with every car.
Right.
It's very quiet. It's solid. I will say that driving around town or whatever, even in Texas, I haven't felt intimidated by having a little car with such big vehicles on the road.
Everywhere there's a big truck, lifted truck. Yeah. It does not feel imposing in this. And then to the car we tested last week, that Genesis G80 sedan, had a little creak in the sunroof when there was some torsion in the body. This one doesn't even have a roof, but it doesn't creak when there's torsion. Like going up our driveway was an area of concern in the Genesis. In this, it's completely solidly built and very, very quiet.
Well, I definitely expect a lot more wind noise and inside noise from having a convertible, because as I was telling you, I don't think I've ever ridden in a convertible before, like a true convertible.
I was so happy to get to share that experience with you.
So I was definitely expecting a lot more wind. Well, there's not any wind noise.
Yeah, with the top up, it is actually very quiet in here. Obviously, you've got a canvas top, so there's going to be a little bit of wind noise. But you and I took it on date night. We had the top down. We've got the little wind deflector back here behind us. And then, of course, you can put the windows up if you absolutely need it. But very quiet ride in here. We were able to have a conversation. And then going back to the seats and back to the Apple CarPlay, the Bose stereo system actually has speakers in the headrests.
Oh, look at that.
And when you were speaking to she who shall not be named for fear that she will chime in, she actually speaks back to you through the speakers in the headrest. So even at speed with the top down, you can still hear and interact with she who shall not be named on camera. But yes, so really convenient all the way around. I will say I've got a large tack here in front of me that has just over a 7,000 RPM red line, so it'll rev. We've got a digital gear indicator, so it lets me know what gear I'm in if for some reason I don't know from this so solid 6-speed manual that I love rowing through the gears on that. I've got a 150 mile an hour speedometer on the right hand side, and then on the left I've got my digital gauge cluster, which has everything from the posted speed limit thanks to traffic sign monitoring. It'll even put a little stop sign up there if we're approaching a stop sign. Driven this thing 150 miles and I'm averaging 28.8 mpg, and that's with spirited driving involved. So
there will not be any spirited driving involved.
With you in the vehicle or at all?
At all.
This car, it's begging to be spiritedly driven. I can't even speak. So while we're talking about fuel economy, the window sticker here says 26 city, 34 highway, 29 combined. I would say it's pretty doggone spot on, because I haven't done any highway driving and I'm getting 28.8 from the 2-liter 4-cylinder under the hood, 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. This is like the commuter's dream right here. But
would you commute in this?
Oh, I would commute in this, but my commute is across the house. But I absolutely would commute in this because, again, it's the right size for one person making a commute, and the fuel economy. I mean, why do you need that big lifted Silverado in front of us if it's just you when you could have something like this?
So how tall are you?
I am 5'10". I am the average American male. And I fit in this perfectly. This car was designed for someone of...
You fit in it perfectly.
My height,
okay.
Yes.
So you wouldn't want it any longer or shorter?
Nope, it's perfect for me. I was even able to adjust my seat, the front of the seat here, to lift up to account for the angle of my legs as I'm working the pedals. Yeah. So, this is a very well put together driving experience.
But if you were much taller...
I have been told from 6'4" friends that they cannot drive this car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though it has no roof a majority of the time, this is only the second time I've driven with the roof up. So
yeah, but you can't drive, especially not a car like this. You can't drive with the roof down all the time.
I mean,
if you're a tall, no, not if you're commuting in it and you're a tall person.
Right.
No, you cannot.
I will
now,
say,
if this is a fun weekend car,
yes,
different story.
Yes.
But if you're commuting in this car and you have to have the roof open so your head fits in, ain't gonna work.
Yeah. This is my happy place.
Trying to get me to scream at you?
This is my happy place. I love this car. This car makes me very happy. So yes, this car is a little on the small side, but completely commutable. And then, again, I referenced we're taking you to the airport in Dallas. You've got a work trip. So we were even able to get your full-size suitcase and carry-on back in the trunk.
Well, it was the medium-sized suitcase.
That's true.
Yeah.
So not our carry-on size.
It wouldn't have been able to be the big one.
So it does take larger than carry-on size luggage.
Larger than carry-on size.
Back in the back of the trunk, and the top-down experience does not inhibit or impede that at all. So the top stores completely behind us, does not take up any extra trunk space like it would on some others.
Yeah, and it is easy to get it up and down. Because I think a lot of times, like some of this stuff, we're talking about like Jeep that has the stuff that comes off and Bronco that has the stuff that comes off. And I've seen how hard it is to get some. Of course, when you're talking about doors, it's going to be hard. I just feel like all things like that are hard. This one is not that way. Of course, it's a lot smaller.
Yes. But as you saw in the intro, I was able to put it up from the driver's seat. It's just as easy to put it down from the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
It is so convenient, so easy that I pass other Miatas on the road and I'm like, why is your top not down? It should be down.
Do it mid commute. You can change your mind.
Yep. If we weren't going 70 miles an hour right now, I'd even try it right now. But
let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Let's not break anything.
So, any other thoughts on the MX-5 Miata from you, Holly?
No, I like it. It is a fun car.
Yeah.
Not really a family vehicle, but it's still fun.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun weekend car.
This is the first time we've actually had it at highway speeds, talking about road noise. It's running on 17-inch Bridgestone Potenza tires. We're on textured pavement now. We've got a little more wind noise around us.
More noise, yeah.
I will say, though, the forecast today, another reason the top is up, is wind. The forecast is wind. Like,
it's true.
You know it's windy.
Strong wind.
You know it's windy when the forecast is wind.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why the top is up, besides doing 70 plus on the highway going to Dallas. But, all right, brings us to window sticker. I've already got it memorized, so I will not text and drive.
Good.
What do you feel this whole package should, would, does go for?
How much was the Supra?
The Supra that we tested was 48.
And it's bigger than this one.
Yes. Bigger, more powerful, a little roomier.
More powerful.
Yep.
42.
No.
Okay.
34.
Wow.
So, and this is the top trim. This is basically loaded. I mean, there's some.
You could get sports cars for 30s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a fully loaded vehicle, mid-30s, under mid-30s, if you really want to get technical. But yeah, truly an impressive package, and so much so that I've got a sneaking suspicion my parents might end up with one of these.
This one?
No, they need the Soul Red Crystal, which is the red color that Mazda is known for.
Oh boy, they're going to get themselves in trouble.
Yeah. You should have seen my dad's face when I told him we had a Miata coming. He was beyond excited. So yes, I did take him for a joyride in it, and he's contemplating it for sure.
Yeah.
That about does it for our time. I've got to get her to the airport. If you want to see some behind the scenes stuff from Holly, go find her on Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find more behind the scenes stuff from us and what we're driving before it is uploaded here. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, all the things are all at GT Garage Talk. Or you can just head on over to gtgaragetalk.com, find links to everything we do. Be sure and subscribe, follow, like, ring the bell, all the things to make sure that you see our future content when it drops. But until next time, Gearheads, bye.
Oh, I don't even have my mic on. I don't even have my mic plugged in, so you are welcome.
I think we're close enough. My mic can pick up everything. Ready? You ready?
No. All right.